All right, is Clyde there?
Yes.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Are you Clyde Lynch?
Yes.
Did you send me an email?
Yeah. It was about the Dearborn situation, but you know, it was just something to show. But
This is the sovereign citizen situation. Let me see. Let me see you when you hold on. Turn your camera on.
it is on.
Sovereign citizen situation, right?
I don't know what that word means.
Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but I'm just saying I'm operating under what the Constitution Supreme Court ruling is talking about.
This is the classic sovereign citizen routine, where they insist they are something special, claiming a fancy title, like state national or free man, as if that changes reality. They dress it up with big words, but the outcome is always the same. The moment they talk, you can tell the entire world of law disappears for them. They cling to imaginary rules, thinking it protects them from consequences. Every sentence proves they live in a different universe, a universe where crayons count as legal. Knowledge and feelings count as facts. Their confidence grows the more confused they become, and somehow they think saying magic phrases changes everything. But the law does not bend because someone wishes it would. It only exposes how little they understand and how far they are willing to go to avoid responsibility.
What is that? What's Supreme Court ruling?
Well, Your Honor, let's just proceed with the case. I know that's what we're doing now. I don't even want to, let's proceed because I'm supposed to receive videos of the of the traffic stops.
All right, you have
only seen one video.
And when let's see Lynch's file. Those sovereign citizens gonna make me faint.
Well, Your Honor, when the officer pulled me over and he said that, I didn't say those words. I just told him I'm operating under the Constitution, you know, and that's all else I said to him. And he just basically lied, said I was disgruntled, asked for backup and all that. And the video would show I wasn't even whatever, I can't think of the word he said, but he was saying I need backup. I have a irate or whatever word he said, and that was not even true.
All right. Well, what I'm going to say is if some video exists, the last time you were here, I know it was set for trial because Corporal Bennett appeared and Officer Dunn appeared. I don't see anything here that says anything about requesting video.
I sent it to the law department, and I believe I sent it to you that day because you gave me the email address, and I sent the email.
Let me check my email.
Because I sent it to the wrong.
I believe I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I sent it to the wrong email address, and I had to send it. I had to write it correctly.
Was this sent to me by mistake? I got Dearborn 19th District Court stuff?
Yeah, I just sent that like a couple of days ago because when I went to go get all my files.
Thievery time, one of these sovereign citizens enters a courtroom. Chaos follows instantly. They bring paperwork that confuses everyone, including themselves, and the judges know exactly what is coming long before they speak. You can almost feel the tension rise in the room when they appear, because the arguments never change and the outcome never changes either. They interrupt, they insist, they argue, and then they get frustrated and the court has to push through their mess. One step at a time, no matter how polite the judge tries to be, it never helps. The sovereign citizen believes he is exposing corruption when in reality he is exposing his own misunderstanding watching them battle. The legal system is like watching someone fight the wind, loud, dramatic, and completely pointless.
The affidavit, one page was missing, not the affidavit, which was the body of the affidavit. And I haven't heard anything about it until I went up there to check on my paperwork, and then they gave me a bill. So I just walked out the courtroom. I've been trying to find some federal assistance on that because all my documents gone, CDs, DVDs, all that, all my paperwork. Only what they gave me, and I'm like, it's supposed to be another page to this. They say that's all they had. So I got all the recordings of the whole transaction and everything.
Well, I know something, Mr. Lynch, I can appreciate you, and I will definitely listen to any kind of argument that you have, and I'm going to make a ruling on it. But at the end of the day, this Constitution and stuff argument, I haven't seen it work. I'll just let you know. And the stuff that you gave me last time, we had a long conversation about that, and it's just not. I'm gonna make sure all of the stuff is in this file now. It's just what you're saying is just not the state of the law. I don't know any other way to say it.
Is a reason judges shut down these arguments every single time because none of it has any weight in the real legal world. Sovereign citizen logic is built on misreading cases and quoting nonsense. They twist rulings from decades ago into something unrecognizable, then present it as if it is the ultimate truth, but the actual law does not operate on fantasy interpretations. Courts deal with reality, evidence, and established precedent, not theories pulled from internet forums. The judge tried to explain it as clearly as possible, but the sovereign citizen refused to accept it. He thought his words had power that could override facts, and the courtroom quickly reminded him otherwise.
Stuff. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say.
Well, basically, what I'm going to say, we just going to continue with the case, and whatever comes about. If the paperwork I given wasn't irrelevant, that's it then. So what is the next step?
So either the next step is take a plea, which I'm sure you don't want to do, but I'll give you the offer, or take it to trial, and those are the next steps.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
I'm going to set it for a jury trial too, so you can bring this in front of a jury of your peers and see, what they say. And I guess you don't want a lawyer, right?
The other cases that I had got dismissed for same situation. So
say what?
The other cases I had for this was dismissed, and you told me to give you one name of one person, and I could have said it then and there. It was myself. I had court cases for the same thing, and it was dismissed on whatever circumstances happened. It was dismissed.
SP 1537940, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1554736, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1558135, counts 2 and counts 3. SP 1590696, counts 1 and counts 2. Mr. Lynch, state your name for the record, please.
Clyde Lynch.
All right. So, Mr. Lynch, let me ask you this, and this is just to understand, try to really get a grasp of your position. I understand you're why don't you, if you're not a sovereign citizen, usually sovereign citizens tell me, I don't want a lawyer. If you're not claiming the sovereign citizenship, why don't you get a lawyer to help you out with this?
I can't never find no attorney. The last attorney I got, they was telling me you should have just took a deal, you should have paid the ticket, and you really can't find nobody who's going to take your case. So basically, I'm in limbo, and basically all I have to say, not guilty with impunity.
Let's say this. I guess.
Seth, judge asked for one real case where a sovereign citizen, actually one, not a story, not a theory, not a rumor from some online Group, a real documented case where the court accepted their arguments, but that challenge has never been met because no such case exists. Every time these individuals try this strategy, the result is the same papers get filed. Judges read them. Judges shake their heads, and then the fantasy collapses under basic legal standards. This defendant insisted. He had past victories, but when pressed, he could not provide one real example because he misunderstood dismissals that had nothing to do with his theories. Once again, imagination filled the gaps where facts should be, and the courtroom patience slowly faded away.
If you're not willing to,
so I'm not a national, so I can't say that. All I'm saying, I'm just a citizen, and all I'm going to say, not guilty with impunity.
well, how are you immune to this? Because I mean, let's just do this. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me how you're going to proceed with your case. You're fully in the right to proceed however you want to proceed. I'm going to just give you a jury trial, and you'll have to present what you need to present in front of a jury. Will you allow me to assign a lawyer to you just for the purposes of, helping you out with the courtroom procedure and stuff?
You can do that.
Such judge even tried steering him towards something helpful, like a lawyer, someone who could at least guide him through procedures, because showing up with random Supreme Court quotes does not win traffic cases. He was warned that these arguments never succeed, but he kept returning to the same broken strategy. Meanwhile, the court moved around him, trying to keep the process stable. Attorneys came and went, conflicts were discovered, and the defendant kept circling in his own confusion, thinking each new step validated his beliefs. The judge tried again to keep things grounded, but sovereign citizens never want grounding. They want a legal system that bends around them, and that system does not exist.
On Lynch, we just sent a request for a different attorney. It was his request, and I understood his request, so we're just hoping for a different attorney.
Right.
But I think if I'm understanding our conversation, he does not want a jury trial. Mr. Lynch, was that correct?
No, I'm going to give him a jury trial because, listen, he's already filed. Where's Mr. Lynch?
Right here.
All right, let's go back on the record with Mr. Clyde Darnell Lynch. Mr. Lynch, turn your camera on.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I'll give you a prompt.
Okay, hold on. Here you go.
So he's already filed a lot of things with the, and we've had a long discussion about what he's filed and the legalities of it. I don't find anything that he's filed that has any merit. So that's why I'm giving you a jury trial, because if you bring the same stuff in a trial, if it's the same as what you're giving me and the stuff that you're professing, based on what I see, you're gonna lose.
So
by me.
If the judge is saying the information is not valid and the people don't know nothing, so why won't I put my hands in the hands of the people?
Eventually, even the judge lost patience with the endless theories. He held up the rule book explaining exactly what needed to be followed, but the defendant looked like he was reading a foreign language because these arguments demand certainty, not understanding, and the sovereign citizen mindset rejects anything structured. The judge tried to be patient, tried to be fair, tried to guide. But at some point, reality must be stated clearly. The courtroom operates on law, not wishful thinking. The book the judge held contained everything he needed, yet it might as well have been blank to the defendant because comprehension never matched confidence, and confidence was the only thing he had left.
At least with the people, you said it yourself. They don't know the law, or they might not even know the law. So you may be able to get them to side with you just because they love Mr. Lynch and they want it. I don't know. But other than that,
no jury. I really don't know people jury. I'm not even gonna do that. So if I found guilty, so I'm gonna have to sue every person that was a juror.
I don't know what you're gonna have to do. I don't know. Mr. Lynch, you're the one that's making these arguments up, and you're the one that has researched and done what you've done. You provided that stuff to me. So you're expected to know the law. You're expected to know the law. So whether you can sue jurors and whether you can sue whoever, that's going to be on you to know, and then or if you don't know, that's going to be on you to find out.
Yes. The hearing dragged on. The judge finally signaled the end. There was nothing new being offered. No progress, no clarity, just repeated theories and arguments that had already failed. The rest of the session turned into procedural details, lawyers coordinating dates, scheduling the next steps, everyone trying to bring order back to the courtroom, but the sovereign citizen had exhausted the room long before that. His approach left everyone drained and the judge ready to conclude. The case moved into its next phase with a firm timeline. The legal machine moved forward, as it always does, unmoved by confusion and unaffected by theatrics, and the hearing finally closed with a sense of relief.
I don't think that there's anything in the court rule that requires anything other than him making a request. Mr. Lynch has made his request for discovery, and I believe it's supposed to be provided to him.
Court rule provides for a written request, and that has not happened.
All right, let's the discovery rule 6 point. We're gonna know this discovery rule, and you got to
Forward and backwards.
Yeah, you need to get this book. You need to get this book, Mr. Lynch.
Thano, this is where I step in for my audience, because these moments show exactly why knowledge matters. Courts require clarity, evidence, and real legal arguments, not myths pulled from social media pages, and every time someone tries to outsmart the system, they end up demonstrating how unprepared they really are. So if you're watching this and learning with me, stick around, because these cases teach powerful lessons. The more we analyze, the more we understand, and understanding keeps you far away from these sovereign citizen traps. Courtrooms are serious places and deserve serious logic, and that is what this channel breaks down for you. With that, this breakdown comes to a close. Another sovereign citizen story, another courtroom reality check, and another reminder that confidence without knowledge collapses fast. These hearings expose how fragile these arguments truly are, and how quickly the law cuts through confusion. I bring these cases to you so we can learn from them, so we can avoid the chaos these defendants walk into, so we can see how judges handle pressure and disorder, and so you can navigate the legal world with real understanding. Thank you for being here and staying to the end. More cases are coming, and each one teaches something valuable. Until then, stay sharp, stay aware, and stay informed.